All right. Welcome to Garden of the Spirit, our class studying apples of the orchard for the second time, beginning after Pesach, 2014. This class meets in Long Meadow, Massachusetts, the center of the universe, and is held in memory of Malka Ruth Bas Moshe, Margaret Vogel of blessed memory. Apples from the Orchard contain selections of teachings of Kabbalah from the Arizal, Rabbi Yitzchak Luria, based on the weekly Torah portion, superbly translated and explained by Rabbi Moshe Wisniewski. Okay, everybody. So today we start on page 1207. It's nine. This chapter is 9 pages. We are not doing all 9 tonight.
Oh, I didn't think so.
Last week we did 7.
That was a stretch.
Yeah, but the last few were like last 2 or 3 pages were pretty much wrap up.
Welcome
Yeah.
back. Welcome back, traveler.
Thank you.
Can you all see?
Yes, sir.
Hope my eyes I can see.
Alan, can you see?
I see. I see you. I can see it. That's you know.
All right.
Oh,
In Yaakov's bracha to Yehuda, you know, Yaakov gives his blessings to his 12 children at the end of his life. In Yaakov's bracha to Yehuda, he compares Yehuda to a lion cub who rises from his prey. He also compares him to a crouching lion. There are going to be a number of connections to Gevura in this bracha. Okay, Gevura, strength, might, severity, strict, justice. So we're going to find a number of connections. So 1207, Alan, will you please begin?
Yehuda is a lion cub. You raised yourself, my son, from the prey. He crouched. He lay like a lion, like an awesome lion. Who will arouse him?
So, okay, first, the common word for lion is aryeh, which is the same gematria as Gevura, 216. That's our first connection. That's I should say the most common word for lion.
Gebura, spelling. The next one.
In Hebrew or English?
Next to the 216, you want to change the.
In English?
Yeah. Switch the U. The U. Gebura. There you go.
The gematria stays the same.
Yeah.
Picky.
No, thank you. Thank you.
He's got a red pen there.
Yeah. No, thanks. That was important. Okay, go ahead. Begin, Alan. All aspects.
All aspects of the lion are manifestations of various states of Gevura. Thus, the numerical value of the word for lion, Aryeh, 216, is the same as that of Gevura.
Okay, and Alan is not lying. He's telling the truth. Second, the word for cub, as in lion cub, is gur. This word has several meanings, one of which is fear. I should have checked up the concordancia. They would have. So gur aryeh, what's mentioned here, gur aryeh Yehuda. Yehuda is a lion cub. I assume that this is if you've heard the name Gerari, that is this name from this gur aryeh. So anyways, another meaning of the word is fear. Fear obviously is associated with Gevura. Okay, go ahead, Alan.
The association of the lion with Gevura is further indicated by the fact that the word for lion cub, ger, is related to the word for fear. Was that Magor?
Yep.
As in the expressions surrounding terror. For the emotional correlate to the states of Gevura is fear.
And the word is also used as fear in the Torah, that Moab was in terror or fearful that that Israel was encamped nearby, and that's why Balak reached out to Bilam
Mhm.
to come curse the nation. So far, we have number 4. So far, we have lion, cub, and fear as meanings of gur. There's still a third meaning of gur, to sojourn. And when I clarified, I checked the dictionary, and that says to reside temporarily.
Mhm.
I thought it meant to do journeys, but it
Mm.
wasn't.
No,
Does
so,
anyone know that it means to reside temporarily?
like
Okay.
sojourned in the land, yeah.
Hashem told Yitzhak not to go to Egypt, but to sojourn in southern Israel, using the word gur. This word is only used for Yitzhak because of its other meaning, fear, and Yitzchak's association with Gvura.
Mhm.
Go ahead, Alan.
The same word ger means sojourn, also means sojourn. It is for the above mentioned reason that although all the patriarchs sojourn in Canaan, the word sojourn is only used in reference to Yitzchak and not the other patriarchs. Hashem said to Yitzchak, sojourn in
One
this.
moment. So, furthermore, the Torah says Yaakov resided in the land of his fathers, sojourning, migure. While Yitzchak is associated with Gevura and the word gur, Yaakov is associated with Eretz, land, referring to Malchus. And Malchus is constructed from Gevura. Gevura and Malchus are both types of Gevura, and what's in between them, I'm sorry, are both associated with types of Gevura. Leave it at that. Okay, go ahead.
Now we see this word sojourn other places. Is there another word for it?
Huh?
Is there another word for sojourn?
To reside temporarily?
Yeah, is there another word for it in Hebrew?
In Hebrew?
I mean, isn't in the Haggadah, don't they talk about sojourning in Mitzrayim? Is that in the Haggadah somewhere? A phrase?
Yes, it is.
Is it? But is it a different word?
It means we came here temporarily. No, it's that word.
It's that word. Okay, so
Yes.
it's used for but it's used in the Torah now, but there it's used for
In Haggadah, it's used that Yosef's brothers met Paro, and they said, "We came here. There's a famine back home, so we came here to ride out the famine. We
Right.
came here to sojourn in the land."
Now, is that only in Haggadah, or is that taken from the Torah?
It's in the Torah. In the Torah, it says Hashem told when Yitzchak was on the way out to go to Egypt because of the famine, Hashem said, "Stay here in this land.
Right.
You cannot go leave the Holy Land because
So
you
we
were."
just said that the word for ger was only used for Yitzchak.
Yes, when Yitzchak was leaving.
Yeah, but it's saying, but there it's used also for all the brothers.
Very good question. What it means is not for Abraham, not for Yaakov.
Not for any other patriarch.
Not for Abraham, not from Yaakov, only Yitzchak. That's what it means.
Okay.
Okay, continue top line.
Hashem said to Yitzchak, sojourn in this land. Whereas regarding Yaakov, it merely says, Yaakov dwelled in the land of his father Yitzchak's sojournings. This is because the Sphira of Malchus, which is signified by the land, is constructed out of the states of Gevura. It therefore says, in the land of his father's sojournings, his father being Yitzchak, who personified the states of Gevura.
Okay, next.
Now,
6.
oh, sorry.
Malchus corresponds to the fourth letter of Hashem's name, the second Hey. In the 4 popular ways to expand the spelling of Havaya, Malchus corresponds to the spelling that totals 52, which is like this: Yud and 2 Heys, 2 Vavs and 2 Heys. So in this expanded spelling, which has 4 letters hey. So Malchus corresponds to the 4th letter of Hashem's name, the second hey, and this way there are 4 times the letters hey in expanded spelling of 52. Go ahead, now Malchus.
Now, Malchus is indicated by the final hey of the name Havaya, which is the 4th letter of that name. Therefore, the spelling out of the name Havaya associated with Malchus uses 4 letters hey, for the 4th spelling out comprises 4 heys, that is the 52 name, which is the 4th. The 4 ways of spelling out the name Havaya correspond to the 4 letters of that name as follows. Well, do you want them all?
Let's skip it.
Okay,
You don't need them all.
so we're going to look at the last one, Malchus, which is the 52 name, and which we showed over here. What do we do? That's 6. This stuff is very intense. This is very, very involved, and I know it's a lot to get in one class. I thought you could print the notes. I sent you the notes. You can print them and read them over during later in the week. Okay, so what we just said was that the last letter of Hashem's name, the second hey, corresponds to the name of 52. The name of 52 has 4 letters, hey, for a total of 208. We've mentioned the 5 states of Gvura many times. These are the Gvura of the first 5 spheros of Zerampin, Chesed, Gvura, Tiferes, Netzach, and Hod. There are 3, that's what it says somewhere else. I assume that's the only explanation. There are 3 states of Chesed. The 3 states of Chesed temper 3 of the 5 states of Gvura. They pair up with them. Let me write pair up. Okay. All 5 states of Gvura and 3 states of Chesed manifest the name Havaya, whose gematria is 26. Each pair of Chesed and Gvura, and the 2 Gvuras that are not tempered, are 26 and 26 equals 52. We now have 4 sets of 52. Chesed and Gvura, Chesed and Gvura, Chesed and Gvura, that where the Chesed tempers the Gvura, and then 2 Gvuras left over that don't get sweetened or tempered, and each one's a pair that equals 52. So, and 52 is the 4th name of Hashem, what we call Shem Ban. Ban is 52 in Gematria. So 52 is Ben, or we call it Ban, which means son, which means that there are 4 sons, like the 4 sons of the Haggadah, to whom the Torah tells us to recount the story of the Exodus. So it's 52 times 4 pairs Havaya is 208. And this comes out that Gur, which was the lion cub, which means cub, fear, and sojourn, is 209. That's close enough. And Yitzchak himself is 208. So each of these, in other words, just to recap, each of these 5 states of Gvura and 3 states of Chesed, each of them is a manifestation of the name Havaya. Havaya is 26. So 26 times 8, or you pair them up and you get 52. You get 4 sets of 52. 52 is Ben or Ban. And so that's the 4 sons. In total equals 208, which is the same as Gur, the lion cub, or Yitzchak 208, 209 and 208. Okay, Jim, are you ready?
Sure. It is known that 3 of the 5 states of Gevurah are sweetened by the 3 revealed states of Chesed. Each state of Gevurah is a manifestation of the name Chavaya. And likewise, each state of Chesed is a manifestation of the name Chavaya. So we thus have 6 names Chavaya, which are numerically equivalent to 352 names or sons. The other 2 states of Gevurah, which are not sweetened, are 2 more manifestations of the name Chavaya, which are numerically equivalent to 152 name or son. We thus have a total of 4 sons, whose combined numerical value plus the kollel is the same as that for the word for lion cub, without the kollel, and also that of Isaac. So the numerical value of the name Chavaya, Yud-Kei, is 26. 26 times 2, 52. So every pair of names Chavaya is numerically equivalent to 152 names. The number 52, Bain, is also the word for son, Bain, and the Torah speaks the 4 types of sons, should be sons,
Thanks.
to which we are obligated to recount the Exodus from Egypt. 4 times 52 is 208. Lion, cub, Gor, 3 plus 6 plus 200, 209. Isaac, Yitzchak, 10 plus 90 plus 8 plus 100, 208.
Give me a second. I need a plug.
Okay.
Found a plug? Oh,
Well, we lost him temporarily.
yeah. Did we lose Rudy? Are you there?
No, I'm here.
Oh, okay. Oh, we see nothing there.
That's okay.
So no class next week. You saw that?
No class.
No
Next
class.
week?
He sent a message. He's going to be away.
Who's going to be away? Chaim?
Yeah.
I didn't get that far to look at my messages.
Said earlier, he sent a message, no class next week. He's going to be away.
Okay.
I'm going to miss the week after because I'm going to be away, going to a wedding.
That's nice.
I'm a little nervous about where I'm going. I'm going to Muncie for a wedding.
You're all
I know, still Muncie's here. What?
Chaim is coming back. He just texted me.
I know he had to get a plug. He had to plug his computer in. He had to go steal his wife's plug or borrow.
Okay.
borrow.
Thank you for hanging on. Okay, we didn't lose our YouTube. All right.
Live from New York? No, live from you don't know.
Okay. Yes, Jim, you finished at the top of 1209, right?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Number 9. That was the connection of the word gur, meaning lion cub. We will now connect another word in the pasuk with gevurah. Yaakov also refers to Yehuda as a lion, whose gematria is 216. It doesn't mention here, but 216 is the gematria of gevurah, or did we say that at the beginning?
It was earlier, yes.
We said earlier.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, we said right. As you remember, let me change
Yes.
that a little. As you remember,
Yeah. This on 1207, the first paragraph.
yes, right in the beginning. Okay, I fixed it. So Yaakov also refers to Yehuda as a lion, Aryeh. That's 216. The Torah says at creation, Hashem's. 1 minute. Okay. The Torah says at creation, Hashem's spirit hovered over the water's surface. The word for hovered, mirachefet, can be scrambled to read Reish Peches Mace, that the 288 sparks died. This refers to the sparks of holiness that were lost to Klippa, the shattered containers, what word's missing? Of Tohu, and need to be reclaimed for holiness. 288 is also 72 times 4, and the 288 shards may refer to forenames of Avaya, of 72, that were intercepted by Klippa, not sure. Now, so where do we get the number 288 from? It comes from the one place is the word merachefet, that the Spirit of Hashem hovered over the water. It could be we also had that 288 comes from 70, from four names of 72 of Avaya. Now, 3/4 of 288 is 216, the gematria of Aryeh, lion. These refer to names of Havaya of 72, 63, and 45, the first three letters of Havaya, Yud, A, and Vav. Those three total 180. Add 26 for Havaya and 10 for the expanded spelling of 63.
And we have 216.
We have 216. Notice that we left out last spelling of Havaya, which equals 52, corresponds to Malchus, and is represented by the final Hey in Havaya. So far, we've seen how the word Gur, cub, and Aryeh, lion, are both associated with Gevura. Okay, Jim, go ahead, the lion.
The lion represents 216 of the 288 sparks that fell in the shattering of the vessels. That is the 72 name, the 63 name with its 10 letters, and the 45 name with the name Havaya itself, which all adds up to 216. We thus have two aspects of Gevura, one represented by the lion cub, one represented by the lion. So 72 plus 63 plus 10 plus 45 plus 26 to 16. When the seven lower sephirot of the world of Tohu shattered, 288 general sparks of holiness descended from this world into the lower worlds. Our task in life is to release these sparks from their existential prison by utilizing elements of creation into which they've been embedded for holy purposes. The number 288 is derived in several ways, the principal one being the numerical value of the middle three letters of the word for was hovering. In Genesis 1:2, the spirit of Hashem was hovering over the surface of the abyss. Okay, so it's the Reish He Fe, 200 plus 8 plus 80, 288. The first and the last letters of the word spell, okay, this is the first letter and the last letter, okay, of the hovering, spell the word for died, alluding to the death of those 288 sparks in the world of Tohu. That is their descent into lower reality. Oh, very good. 3/4 of 288 is 216. Aha. So we see presently the lion aspect of Gevura employs the first three of the four spelling out of the name Havaya, and the cub aspect of Gevura employs the fourth spelling out. Whereas the lion club aspect of Gevura alludes to the fourth of the four ways of spelling the name Havaya, the lion itself alludes to the first three of these four ways of spelling the name Havaya.
And I am keeping track of the typos.
Yep.
Okay. Yes, there is a lot here.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty wild, that one, last one.
So like I said, so it's first we associated the gur, the cub, with
Yeah.
gevura, and then the word aryeh with gevura.
Mhm.
So this is Yaakov's blessing to Yehuda. The first three letters of Yehuda's name are Yud, Hey, and Vav, the same as the first three letters of Havaya,
Mhm.
which we just showed is connected to Gevura and 2:16. So whatever we said for the first three letters of Havaya would also apply to the first three letters of Yehuda. Okay, yeah, let's do one thing at a time. We'll leave 13 for the middle. Go ahead, Jim.
Okay. All these aspects of Gevurah are personified in Judah, who embody the Sephirot of Malchus as follows. The first three of the 5 letters of his name, which is Yud, He, Vav, are the same as the first 3 letters of the name Havaya, which correspond to the first 3 spelling outs of the name Havaya, that is, to the 72 name, the 63, and the 45 name, which when manipulated as described above, produce the numerical value of lion, which is 216.
Okay, well, pause here. A manipulated is a very good word for what he's doing to this gematria. Remember, that's 72 plus 63 plus 45 plus 26 for Havaya plus 10 letters of the expanded spelling of 63 name.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the first 3 letters of Yehuda. We did not forget about the last, we're not going to ignore the last 2 letters.
Right.
The last 2 letters of Yehuda are Daled and Hey.
Right.
Daled is 4. And we showed before in numbers 6 to 7 that Hey stands for the name of 52. Because Hey was the 4th letter of Hashem's name, and that corresponds to the name of 52. And Daled Hey means 4 names of 52, which is 208 that we connected before with Gevura and Gur Kab. Bottom line, this shows how Gevura is embedded in the name of Yehuda as well.
Yep.
Okay, continue.
So the last 2 letters of his name, Daled Hey, allude to the lion cub, to the first 4 52 names. For the Hey in his name corresponds to the Hey that completes the name Havaya, which corresponds to the 52 name, and the numerical value of the letter Daled is 4, such that the combination of these 2 letters, Daled Hey, signifies the 452 names.
Okay, the same, just like we had before, but now we're talking about Yehuda. Before it was Hashem's name. Before I didn't. I'm sorry. The word Gur. Okay. 14. Yaakov's bracha was a lion cub is Yehuda, or a cub of a lion is Yud Hey Vav and Daled Hey. I didn't explain what this means. A cub of a lion is Yud Hey Vav. We just said that the first 3 letters Yud Hey Vav equals 216 through manipulation, and that matches lion 216. And Daled Hey, we said, is the 4 times 52, which is 208, which is the same as cub, Gur, which is 209. Gur, Aryeh, Yehuda, a cub, a lion is Yud Hey Vav and Daled Hey. Yehuda was given the kingship, Malchus, the Sphira to where the 288 sparks fell. And this is new to me. When we say Shema, we declare Hashem's kingship. So we're elevating the 216 sparks in Malchus.
Mhm.
Hashem is sovereign. And so we are repairing the 216 sparks, which are in Malchus. Okay, Gershon, continue. Page 1210, this then.
This then is the mystical meaning of the phrase, Judah is a lion cub, which literally reads, a cub of a lion is Judah, and can thus be interpreted to mean cub and lion are alluded to by Yud He Vav and Dalet He, respectively. For both of these aspects of Gevurah, the cub and the lion are manifest in Judah, who personifies Malchus, for it is to that Sephira that the 288 sparks initially fell. Therefore, when we recite the Shema, we elevate these 216 sparks that are present in Malchus, as is explained elsewhere.
Yeah, go ahead.
Before descending into the lower worlds, Beriah, Yetzirah, and Asiya, the 288 sparks of Tohu descending into Malchus of Atzilus, which, as we know, is the source of the lower worlds.
Okay, next. So next what we're going to say is, give me a second. Next what we're going to say is that the, we're going to talk about, I think for a while, that the sparks went down. They fell into Malchus of Atzilus, and it seems like they parked themselves there for a bit, and then either all of them or some of them continued on to the second stage of creation, Bria, and then to the next stage of creation, Yetzirah, and then to the last stage of creation, Asiya. 15. As we explained in number 11, the 288 sparks are hinted in the beginning of creation, where it says Hashem's spirit hovered, Reish Peches, Mirachefes, Reish Peches, Mace. This means, or the 288 sparks died. Let me put that. 288 sparks of 288 sparks died. This means they were in Atzilus before they descended into three lower worlds. The same word is found in Moshe's song, Hazinu. Hashem is like an eagle who hovers over its fledglings. The point is that the 288 sparks settled at first in Malchus of Atzilus before descending lower. Go ahead, Gershon.
I forgot where I am. The number of these sparks is 288 when they are still hovering, before they descended into the worlds below Atzilus. This is why their number is alluded to in the word for was hovering, Meraf Hefes, which can be read that 288 died. Refech Mas, something like that. The letters indicating their number, Resh, Hes, Pei, also indicates that they were still hovering, as in the phrase, it hovers over its fledglings. Similarly, a permutation of this three-letter root, Pei, Resh, Hes, means to fly, hovering, fly. Thus, the middle letters of the word for was hovering do double duty, signifying both the number of sparks that fell from Tohu and their initial hovering state, while at their first stop in their journey downward, Malchus of Atzilus. It is common in Hebrew for permutations of verb roots, which are in most cases composed of three letters, to have allied meanings.
All right. I'm not sure what allied meanings are, but okay.
Similar meanings.
I guess we're all familiar with that. The next word in the bracha of Yaakov are miteref b'ni alisa. From the prey, my son, you arose. Over there, it means that when they were the incident with Yosef, and they wanted to kill him, and Yehuda had the idea not to kill him. But here we're going to look differently. The word for prey, taraf, means the 288 sparks became prey for klipa. I don't know another word for pray. I just looked in the thesaurus, and right before the class, I didn't see.
Thesaurus.
You can look in the thesaurus. I'll check the thesaurus.
That's how they say it in Chicago.
That's how we say in Chicago. That's how the elite pronounce it. The gematria of Araf pray is, drum roll please, 289. This brings to mind the dictum originally found in the Talmud: whoever adds, detracts. But a classic example is that Hashem told Adam, if you eat from the tree of knowledge, you'll die. The snake engaged Hava in conversation, and he asked, what did Hashem tell you about the tree? She said, Hashem told us not to touch the tree, when in fact Hashem said not to eat from the tree. So the snake pushed her against the tree. She touched the tree, and he said, you didn't die. So gee, if you don't die when you touch the tree, I guess you don't die when you eat from the tree either. Exactly why she said that, that's taking us down a, what do they call it, rabbit hole?
Yeah.
But that's the current vernacular. But from there we see that if you add, you actually detract. So that's the same idea here. You have 288 sparks. You're going to add to it by making it 289. And what do you have? You have 288 sparks that are now stuck and that fell into the hands of Klippa. So we're in trouble. So this is the next word, my son. From the prey, my son, you arose. Go ahead, Gershon.
After the 288 sparks fell into the depth of the shells of the lower worlds, they became prey to the forces of evil. For the external forces of evil, tore them away. And whoever adds detracts. Thus, with the shell to which they were joined, the 288 became 289, the numerical value of the words for prey and tear. This is alluded to in the next three words of Jacob's blessing to Judah. You ascended, my son, from the prey.
All right. So, and finally, I didn't finish this, but that's okay. The same word is used in the Torah to say that we may not eat the limb of an animal that's been ripped by a predator, or Alan, if you would prefer, a predator. This refers to the sparks as they descend to Bria, the second level of creation. And if you look at the top of 16, he said, from the prey, my son, you arose. What does he say, my son? Because son is Ban. It's the name of 52. So we've got Bura all over the place here. I didn't finish, but rest is like an explanation. I think it's not essential. So Gershon 12:11. This is what happened. You got a full page here, almost a full page.
This is what happened when the sparks fell into the world of Berea. For to this world applies the verse, you must not eat the flesh of an animal that was fatally wounded in the field, which refers to a limb dangling from a live animal. Because Judah personifies the 52 name, Jacob said, my son, when he blessed him. Whatever sparks fell into Berea were rectified by Judah, this being the mystical meaning of the words. You ascended, my son, meaning you who personify the 52 name, which manifests the Sephir of Malchus, ascended, that means rectified it. As mentioned, the sparks fell into all three of the lower worlds. The first world after Atzilus, and thus the first stop of the falling sparks on their way down after Atzilus, is the world of Berea. The more refined of the sparks were absorbed into this world, while the coarser sparks descended farther into Yetzirah and Atzia. The proximity of Berea to Atzilus, and thus its ascendancy over the two worlds below it, is alluded to in the verse quoted about eating an animal that was fatally wounded. Besides its basic meaning, which is the prohibition of eating such animals, this verse also conveys the prohibition against eating flesh that was severed from it. Yes, that's
Severed.
how
Severed.
severed. Yeah, that's how I say it.
No, you just
Buenos
didn't know the
Aires.
word.
This is south of Chicago, way south.
Yeah, in
Okay.
Argentina, right?
Yes, severed, severed. Where were we?
Torn.
Torn from the animal's body, and is thus no longer in its natural place. That means out in the field. In fact, this prohibition applies even if the flesh has not been fully severed from its dangling from the animal, so long as it can no longer be rejoined to the animal's body and be healed. Thus, the term torn refers to any entity that has been dislocated from its natural setting and transferred to a strange environment. Spiritually, this can be applied to the sparks that fell out of Atzilus, the completely rectified world, where they should have remained in order to be immediately and optimally rectified into the lower worlds. The fact that the idiom of torn applies also to dangling flesh indicates that it primarily refers to an entity that, although dislocated from its native milieu, is nonetheless not severed from it completely. And thus the spiritual correlate to this concept is specifically the world of Berea, the highest of the three lower worlds, the closest one to Asilus. How we fix that one?
Where are you?
The highest of the three lower worlds that are closest.
That is the
It
closest.
is closest
is-
to Asilus.
That's the closest one to Asilus.
That is the closest.
This
Correct.
word is. That is the closest one to
You
Asilus.
need is.
Yeah.
Is.
So there you
Hey.
go.
I got it.
Good. In blessing his 12 children, Jacob only referred to Judah with the idiom "my son." The mystical reason for this, as the Arizal states, is Judah's intrinsic connection to the 52 name, 52 being the value of the word for son, as we have seen. The word for you ascended is here interpreted as if it were in the causative, that means as if it read, you caused to ascend.
Okay, so you are raising up.
Hmm.
You're raising up the sparks.
Yeah.
Bria. Okay, I don't have more notes, but we could continue if you guys want.
Or it would be a nice place to start. Oh, let's see
Stop
how
right
much we
here
have.
and do the
Or
other
we
half.
can stop here. There's a
Yeah.
lot to digest.
Yeah.
We could
Yeah, we
stop
could-
here and put it on hold. Next week I'll be out of town. So it's we'll skip next week. We'll postpone.
Okay,
And we can meet again in 2 weeks.
okay,
I'll miss
Okay.
you.
all right. Have a
Yeah,
good
Alan
trip.
has a wedding. So what did we see today? That so Yehuda is Gevura, it's the son, Ben. It's all related to Gevura.
Judah rectifies the states of Gevurah, and the holy sparks that fell.
Mhm. So we leave it as a cliffhanger for 2 weeks from now.
Yaakov
Well-
blesses Yehuda. Throughout the blessing, he says, Yehuda, you are Gevura. You are Malchus. Actually, you are Malchus, who it says is constructed from Gevura.
Mhm.
The kingship, the line of royalty will live through the descendants of Yehuda. I guess maybe what creates Gevura is the 288 sparks, or what's the characteristic of Yehuda, of Gevura, are the 288 sparks that fell from Tohu. So Yehuda, you are the one who restores the 288 sparks that fell into Atzilus and so on and so forth. And we're prey. We're teref. were the prey of
Evil.
Klippa.
Mhm.
They were intercepted or captured by Klippa. That is in the big picture.
In a nutshell.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
okay.
Amazing.
Yes.
All right. Thank
Okay.
you. Good night.
Thank you. Good night.
Everybody.
Okay, we'll see you in
See
2
you in
weeks.
2 weeks.
Bye-bye.
I'll